Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 75 of the VoiceOFpunk. I'm your host, the VoiceOFpunk. Now, I just finished watching the Season 2 premiere of Gotham, and I must say that for a season premiere, especially a Season 2 premiere, from all the trailers and the promos and the TV spots that they got for this season, the actual premiere was a very quiet and kind of a slow episode. It was good, but I was expecting more of like a explosive kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? This episode really felt more like a bunch of setup for the rest of the season, which is fine, but it kind of went against the from what the promo was showing, if that makes any sense. But all in all, I thought it was a very good episode. It takes place 1 month after the first season ends, and you find out that Commissioner Loeb has demoted James Gordon into becoming just a street cop, like directing traffic and all that. And then the part that really kind of took me by surprise was, turns out that Harvey Bullock has quit. He's no longer a cop. He handed his badge after him and Jim got demoted, which really I was like, like I wasn't really expecting that from a character like Harvey Bullock, who to me is one of the best characters in the show. Harvey Bullock is one of my favorite characters in the show, along with Penguin and the Riddler. I think those three are my top favorite characters in the show. And one thing that kind of made me laugh was when you find out that Harvey Bullock has quit, you find out his new job is a bartender, which for some reason, I just found that very amusing. I just thought that was funny. And he tells Gordon that he has a lady who does like him. It's like, I have a lady who does like me, like that. That was funny. And he's saying like he's been sober for 32 days, and he's saying it was easy to quit drinking when he quit being a cop and stuff like that. And he lives in a house and stuff. And then they have that really heartwarming moment where Jim Gordon, he hugs him and he says, I'm proud of you, and he walks away. The camera kind of lingers on Harvey Bullock's face, which really gives off the impression that he's lying. And unfortunately, we don't get to see Harvey throughout the rest of the episode. He's only in like the first maybe 10 minutes, I believe. But I have a feeling that just because how they lingered on his face, I think it's pretty obvious that he's actually lying. Now, what I think is he doesn't live in a house, he lives in that bar. That's what I'm thinking. That he lives in the bar, he doesn't have a woman, and all that was just a lie. And I'm pretty sure in the next few episodes, maybe we're going to see him back on the force with Gordon. And Jim Gordon this episode was really I'm not going to say he wasn't a completely different character from what he was from the first season, but he's been in this episode he acting a lot more darker. He's acting a lot more like a guy who has nothing to lose kind of thing. And because at the very beginning of the episode, Jim Gordon gets fired. he gets fired by putting his hands on his new partner, who you find out is just this lazy fat cop. and Loeb fires him, and Loeb fires him, right? So what happens is Commissioner Gordon, sorry, uh, James Gordon gets fired, and he goes to Penguin, who now has taken over Falcone's whole operation. At the end of the first season, Falcone retires and Penguin takes over, and he goes to Penguin saying, I want Loeb gone, like not dead, but I want Loeb fired, or something like that. And Penguin says, I'll do that for you, but you have to do something for me in return. I want you to, and what that is I want you to go and collect his debt from this other gangster who owes Falcone money, but since Penguin's in charge, it's his money now. So, and of course, Gordon does this. It's not like it's basically, it's not like he doesn't do it like that. There's actually quite a few times where he's always thinking it over in his head before he actually does it. And I believe it's the scene where he goes and he meets up with Bruce Wayne and Alfred, who have been pretty much finding the Batcave. And sorry, my cat is actually Hi, cat is like crawling around on the ground right now. So sorry, she's kind of distracting me. But but Jim Gordon goes to Bruce Wayne, and it's basically Bruce Wayne who convinces him to do the job for Penguin, which was a pretty interesting choice. Have Bruce Wayne, the kid who obviously, of course, becomes Batman in the future. It's him convincing him, do this job for this boss, this crime boss. It's for the greater good, which was really it was kind of jarring hearing that from Bruce Wayne, as we know who he becomes. So it was a little jarring for me. I was like, okay. But I had to kind of remind myself that yes, he's still a kid. He's not Batman yet. He's just a kid. And yeah, so in the episode, and Jim Gordon's story ends with this episode anyway. He does the job. He gets the money. He kills that gangster in self-defense. And in the end, Commissioner Loeb is gone. He's fired. Well, he's not fired. He quits. He's forced to quit by Penguin, which was a great scene, by the way. The Penguin and Zaz. I actually got Zaz back. That's cool. Zaz and Penguin go to Loeb's house and threaten him to quit. Threaten him and telling him to step down. And it's how do you say her name? Captain. Is it Essen or Eason? Sarah Eason. Sarah Eason. And she's made into a new commissioner, and she hires Jim Gordon back as a detective, which, that was a cool ending for Jim Gordon's story in this episode. But the part I really want to talk about is it's a very short scene, but it's with personally my favorite villain of Batman's. It involves my favorite Batman villain, and it's the Riddler. And the Riddler, or as it's called in the show, Edward, he has only one scene in this episode, but the scene is very, very cool. In the comics, the Riddler does not have a split personality. He doesn't. In the show, the character of the Riddler in the show has one. And I never really, even though he's my favorite character, like he's my favorite villain, I'm not mad at this because I never thought of the Riddler having a split personality is cool, but how they're doing it in the show, it's really like it's really well done how they're doing it. Now granted, if there was another actor in this role who was doing it, maybe I would have more of a problem. But the actor who they got to play the Riddler for the show, what's his name? Corey Michael Smith. He's so good as the Riddler. He captures the character's personality so well, and his mannerisms, the way he walks, the way he talks, the way he moves his hands, the way he moves his face. It's all the same character from the comics. And the only real difference is that they give him a split personality in this show. And, we kind of got the hint of that in the last few episodes of season 1. But in this episode, it basically just confirms it. He's talking to his split personality in the mirror, or his split personality is talking to him through the mirror. That whole thing. And it was so good. It was so well done. And I can't really say much more about that scene, but it's just so, if you don't watch the show, just watch that one scene, because that one scene was really good. And it was, he's basically telling himself that you're going crazy, but he's not. It was just so good. And we also get, I hate to say it, but we also get Barbara again. And we also see a lot of characters, a lot of villains from the first season come back in this episode, such as the Black Mask's dad, Richard Sionis. We see the Joker, or Jerome back, and we get Barbara. And I believe we also get Aaron. Yeah, we also get Aaron, the executioner's childlike brute. We get them back, which is pretty cool, and we are introduced in this episode to a new villain named oh my god, what was his name? Oh, I'm drawing a blank. I'm so sorry, guys. Todd? I believe his name is Todd. God damn it. Shit. I should remember his name. I think his name is Todd, though. I think it's Todd. He's this rich guy. He's a philanthropist, and he breaks all these people out of Arkham. And it's pretty obvious that this new character is the big bad for this season. And he has these people. He's pretty much forcing them to team up to just raise chaos across Gotham. Which, of course, it was kind of a fun moment where Richard Sionis is like, no, I'm not doing this, and he lets him go. Then, of course, he gets killed, and as he's getting killed, it was pretty fun. The camera flashing at Jerome slash Hey Joker, just standing there laughing his ass off. I just thought that was pretty funny. Or pretty funny, kind of nice touch, but and you see that Barbara is completely out of her mind now, which I like the fact that they made her into a villain. At the same time, I still don't like her character. her character is so annoying to me and just so like like ugh. You know, like the less I see of her, the better. But I guess she's going to be, from what it seems like in this episode in the promos, that she's going to be one of the big bad guys in this season. You know, I guess if I can suffer through Fish Mooney, I can suffer through Barbara. So I guess I can't really complain, but yeah. So anyway, yeah. So this new guy Todd, he breaks them out and says that, you know, I want you guys to team up, raise chaos across Gotham, and through your chaos, I will take over. And you know, that was a cool setup for the rest of the season. That whole big plan of him, and if that means that we get to see more of Jerome, I'm all for it, because Cameron. I cannot pronounce the actor's last name, but the actor who plays Jerome slash a Joker in this show, he is so good. He captures all the past Jokers. Like, he captures Jack Nicholson, Mark Hamill, Heath Ledger, even a bit of Caesar Romero in there. Yet he also makes the character his own, like his own version, even though he's combining all these other Jokers. And it's so well done. It's a great performance. So if that means we get to see more of him this season, I'm all for it, and I'm happy. Yeah. So like, all in all, I thought this episode was pretty good, even though it was a little slow, and a bit jarring, but you know, I thought it was a good episode. I'm prepared and I am excited for the rest of the season. So I guess the episode did do its job of doing the whole setup, but I just wish it was more explosive. You know what I mean? Like, more exciting. But you know, other than that, I enjoyed it. Oh, there's one moment that actually really made me laugh. There's this is at the very beginning where you know, Jim Gordon arrests this guy who goes by the name of Zarlon or something like that. Like, Zarlon, I'm Zarlon, like that. And when he gets thrown into Arkham Asylum, and it's like, of course, Barbara already has, you know, a bunch of men just like crawling at her feet, kind of thing, and she's bored, and she tells one of the guys to tell me a funny story. And so this guy starts talking, and he's like, yeah, you know, I used to go to this college, you know, playing football, you know, and stuff like that. And then this Zarlon guy just walks, and he goes like this: hear me, mortals, I am Zarlon, the Reaper of Soul, like the Master of Souls, or something like that. Or like the Soul Reaper. They all look at him, and then the guy who's telling Barbara the story just go like this. Yeah, so, and then there's these ponies. Just completely ignores Zarlon. I just thought that was really hilarious. Like, they had no, they had no worry about him. They were just going like, who the hell are you? Anyway. I was almost picturing Barbara. I was actually hoping Barbara would kind of say like, who the hell is that? And like, you know, just got behind her. I don't know, some asshole. Anyway. Like, that would have made me laugh too. But yeah, so all in all, a good episode, a little slow. I wish it could have been more exciting, but nah, you know, it was good. You know, it was what it was, and I enjoyed it. So that was my review of the season 2 premiere of Gotham, and I'll be back next week with episode 2 of Gotham. See you later, guys.